So we have another culinary delight this morning. So what do we got going?
Well, we made way too many of the low country grits last night.
Right.
So we're doing them up as fried. This morning they're no longer low country grits. They're fried polenta.
Oh, hey.
We're using the sausage, the grease from the sausage, and they should be get a little bit of a crust on them and get them heated through, and they should be delicious. I've been known to eat them cold in the morning, but that's not for everybody. But I'm a German. I will eat mashed potatoes cold in the morning, and that's not normal either. A little extra sausage thrown in there, and then we're going to add a little bit more black pepper.
Oh, unbelievable. When I went to I wasn't I was like, wow, that's a lot more than I ever would think. I didn't get
I brought this from, I ground this at home so it would be almost fresh, ground in a coffee grinder. So that's one way to get plenty of black pepper.
Yeah.
Fresh black pepper.
Now, do you have any thoughts on like the different peppercorns, like Telecherry versus the other ones? Like, what's your go-to peppercorn of choice? Or do you have one? Just whatever.
Any of them.
Okay, they're all good.
I've never had bad, fairly fresh black pepper.
Besides, it was my house. I knew the alarm was a false alarm.
Where the hell did you get these from? They gave these to you and
the Marines
I?
issued, yeah.
And check it anyway, but I didn't want him anywhere near me.
Because we had to be in body bags.
Have you seen this guy shoot? And
No,
the Ranger
well,
struck the
wherever they got them, but the Marines, that was policy. You had to be in those when you left the wire.
As you're recording.
I have some bacon grease, some ramps, a fire, and a skillet. And I'm going to put some bacon grease in there. And I'm going to put our ramps in.
Because I had the lady get,
You looked at your truck yet?
yeah, is that?
And I'm just going to do these until they're just softening. I'm not looking to caramelize these or anything, just softening. And I'm going to sprinkle a little salt on there, and they should be good. Ethan's adding the secret ingredient there, the special sauce.
Black pepper, freshly ground. Well, it was almost a week then. Yeah. These are ramps, which have been referred to from time to time as wild leeks, and they're in our part of the world, in East Tennessee, they're found at fairly high altitudes, and there are ramp festivals where people run around and eat them and then breathe on each other. My wife is usually a little irritated when I eat them raw because she does not enjoy being near me afterwards. When they are cooked, they are very mild, very, very tasty, and they're pretty easy to clean. As a general rule, I soak them in water for a while, and you'll see this kind of loose sheath, and that's and then you just cut it off. Right here, I don't know what else. They snap. I'll be darned.
Yeah, nice and crisp.
First time I've tried it, and then if the leaves are green or bright green, they can be added into whatever you're going to eat. But these are looking a little wilted because we should have eaten them a day or so ago. But just snap them off or cut them off, and butter or olive oil, or a combination of butter and olive oil, pepper. They're traditionally put into eggs, fried a little bit, and then put into eggs. I've had them pickled. I've had them dried. I've had them a whole bunch of different ways. And they're very, they've been frequently referred to as wild leeks, but they have more punch than a leek.
Okay.
And it's kind of like a cross between leek and garlic.
Yeah.
And if you, especially if you like to eat garlic cloves straight up,
yeah,
you're going to love these.
Now, how did you and I just eat them right by the fire there?
A little bit of salt.
That's it.
Crunch, crunch.
Yeah.
They especially like smoked meat.
Okay.
It's heavily smoked, or fairly heavily smoked ham. This is if you're going to eat them raw.
But I like the new
and they're good. They're very tasty. In our part of the world, they grow at high altitudes on steep slopes.
Okay.
Now,
does it matter like north?
I've only hunted them once. And I went with somebody who knew what he was doing. I've been told recently that you can find them growing in Ohio, which is not at high altitude, and there are very few steep slopes there. So it may be a different variety.
Okay.
But I pulled a bunch of them down to about 1,200 feet and planted them just to see what would happen. And you know what? They come up every year.
Oh.
But the same 6 I put in the ground are the same 6 I see every year.
So they're not multiplying? Or?
They're not multiplying.
Okay. Now when you pull them out, it'll come back from the roots that are left behind? Is that, or how does that work? Don't know. But they're coming up every year?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're leaving something behind.
The ones I haven't harvested the ones at home.
Oh, okay.
I've got them there just kind of as an ornament.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's
show people what they look like.
It's more like North Carolina type, Appalachians, Smokies type.
They're growing in Ohio.
Okay.
You know, I mean the Appalachians run up through there, but there's not much height.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Okay.
You now know what little I know, other than they're really good.
Yeah.
Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning. Death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh Lord, yeah.
We talked a little bit about haggis and the traditional, the ceremony.
Oh, haggis.
Yeah.
It's mutton and oatmeal and other kind of grains and spices, and you mash it all together and you sew it up in a sheep's stomach and you boil it. That's haggis.
Yeah.
And a lot of people can't stomach it just because of the way it's made, but it's not bad.
Have they ever eaten a sausage?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. You were saying there's a ceremony, like a New Year's Eve thing where they throw it and.
Oh, they do the haggis toss. It's an impromptu thing. It's not really a long tradition, but you go out and toss the haggis. It's like the egg toss or whatever, you know. See how far you can toss it before you drop it.
That's cool.